Welcome to Turn It Up, and we have one of the great characters of the game, Paul Langmack.
Hello, Joey.
Langers, thanks for coming in.
No, it's a pleasure to come in. I'm very grateful to be here because I watch it every Sunday. It's a great segment, but like you started, in 89 in your career?
Yeah.
And you finished, 218?
Yeah.
I'm good on my research, eh? And I'm here with three guys who are the winks of generation. You're a generation of the winks of rugby league, and I've got goosebumps sitting here with three legends. I'm just a battler.
Well, you're in your career. You debuted at 17 when you were a schoolboy, back in the dark old days when it was get this India. How was that?
Oh, it's quite funny. In 1981, me and my mates got training and slept outside the cricket ground and watched Parramatta win their first ever grand final in 81. And 2 years later, I was playing in the semi-final against Parramatta when Eric Grove scored that try.
A try?
Yeah, so 2 years prior to me playing in that first grade final, I slept outside the ground and sat in the bob stand, and then the following year, we won the comp. It was unreal.
First time you were identified would have been at Fairfield Pats.
Yes.
As a kid, I was watching the Commonwealth Bank Cup, I think it was at the time. Peter Sterling actually come through your school, so you knew...
Brandy.
Peter Sterling, you played with Brandy.
Yeah.
Tell us about that period of your life, like that schoolboy scenario and then sort of the transition.
It was unreal, because we had 1,200 kids, students at Fairfield Patrician Brothers. I grew up in Cabramatta and government housing and all that, so most footballers come from humble backgrounds, and Fairfield Pats, it was demanded. I always remember Brother Christopher, we're going to play in this grand final of the Commonwealth Bank Cup, smashing on the table in the school library, you must win tonight, because this will get everyone jobs, right? And that's what it was. And it was on Channel 10 and after the MCO Cup on a Wednesday night, and then Saturday morning again, and it was like you're a superstar. The whole school would go, and they had the band going, and Fairfield, one of the big schools, Benny Elias and Ciro at Holy Cross and Scotty Gale, Mickey Pyron at St Greg's, and old powerhouses, And I was quite shy as a kid, and I'm being honest. I was saying this on Friday at a lunch. I was very shy, and then at year 9, I had to play halfback in the first grade team for year 12 because I was smaller, and then they created a monster because I was playing with year 12s, thinking, how good am I? I'm in year 9 and I'd just hang around with year 12s. But it was unreal. It was a great upbringing of footy. It was a very special moment. You played, but you didn't.
No, we didn't do that well.
No, you were at a bad school.
McCarthy, we didn't do that well. But those years I think were, fantastic time for school footy, and I think that's something, a real target of the game to get that back into that sort of level. It was awesome. And great footy.
It was, and you were too young. Were you too young? You didn't even watch it, or?
Yeah, I was born in '83, so that was the year you debuted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So what about those early days? Because you played for a long period of time. What was the difference from when you started to when you finished?
Well, in '83, I was a Parramatta junior and captain all the SG ball, all the junior reps, Australian schoolboys and all that. But I went to the Bulldogs mainly because they had a scholarship scheme, and my doctor, George Paponis, was the first one to get one. And so I went to the Bulldogs mainly because they put you through uni to do a Bachelor of Business. I was so lucky to go there. Success was demanded. As soon as I got there, I said to Peter Moore, who's the fittest bloke in the club? And he said, John Caveney. I said, I want to train with him, and Billy Johnson. And I was training with him. They taught me so much. I used to train that hard. Down at Brighton, in the water, on the sand, in offset. We got fit before the pre-season. Yeah. That's how it was. And clubs that talk about culture don't have it. Senior players dictate the culture.
They're the ones, yeah.
The senior players at the Bulldogs were the fittest and the toughest. So young blokes just go through. Like when you're at Penrith, Chris Moore and Peter Kelly were there, they would have taught you and your career and your career. It was unreal, mate. And we had characters. Warren Ryan got there. We lost it in '83 under Ted Glossop. Then Warren Ryan come and changed the whole...
You just went to the Dogs of War then?
Yeah.
Became a defensive team,
yeah? Yeah. Like we could win 1-0. Yeah, and Warren was such a great coach. Before it used to be inside-outside centres, ball side, near side second rowers, 5'8" and lock, So he changed all that to left and rights.
Yeah, he was the first one to split the centres.
Yeah. And then, so myself and Terry Lamb, we were adjustable parts, being 5'8" and lock. So if I defended mainly on the left side, Terry would be on the right, And if we kicked downfield and we were there, we'd just wave at each other and we'd stay there. But I played with Chris Mortimer, who was a tough guy, and if I wasn't playing any good, he'd say, Langer, listen, take your skirt off and start whacking. And I'd go, oh, sorry, Chris, right? But it was so good, you know. And if you weren't having a go, he'd get into you, right? And it was so unreal. Like Darryl Brayman come, like not the fittest bloke ever, and he's playing and at Belmore and there's 25,000 and he gets replaced halfway through the second half. And after the game, we were at the club and that, and he says to everyone, how good is that? The crowd love me here. They think I'm a tackling machine. Robot. And Gus says, listen here, you that Robbo was replacing the legend of Belmore. He went, oh, okay.
What about you, Langmack? You were one of the great sledgers, and you terrorised me one day. It was one of the lowest games I ever played, my first year.
Yeah, you know, so in my first 6 years, I played in 4 grand finals, and I remember when Ellery Hanley knocked himself out in the '88 grand final.
On Terry Williams' elbow.
And after the grand final, I about to get our medals on the field to Peter Moore, and I was fair dinkum. When you're young, I said, Bullfrog, I don't win 5 more grand finals. He said, you don't know how lucky you are, son. I left and went to West and never played in a grand final again. And then I realised how lucky I was. But it was so good at Canterbury, you know. And Warren taught us, and I play with really good, tough blokes, you know. I wasn't tough, but I have a good memory. So Warren would watch videos, and I'd know that Steve Roach was left-handed because he'd carry the ball in his left hand. So as he's about to take it up, I'd go, here comes Fatso. Don't tackle him high, he's too strong. Hit him low, he falls like a tree. I'll kill you! Right? Like Michael O'Connor, if he had the ball, I'd say, he's going to step off his right, he's going to step, and he wouldn't step. Right? So I had this I don't know how, and I'd be commentating the game, not sledging, but I remember we played South, and we used to love confrontations. So we used to love playing South, St George, Balmain, because they had, you know, like Les Davison, toughest bloke, Ian Roberts, so tough, South, that you knew there was going to be confrontations and you had to challenge yourself. And I remember Phil Gould saved me life one day. So he played at Canterbury in 83, 84, 85. 86 he goes to South. And they're flying. They're up the top of the comp. And it's Monday night football, 25,000 at Belmore. And we trained Sunday. And Warren, before we train, he says, listen, I've been tipped off. There's going to be a stink in the first 5 minutes. And it's 1 in, all in. And I'm thinking, I can't fight. No, this is true. It was scary, mates. We all get scared, right?
Well, you're playing against all the psychos, the Rambling Brothers, Les Davidson.
No, I tell you, Les David's the toughest bloke I've ever seen, right? Played against Ian Roberts, David Boyle, Lindsay Johnson, and Mario Fennick.
Ramblings, are they in there somewhere?
No, they were gone, right? And then and Gus was playing, and Tugger was half-back and that. Anyway, I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to be good. Imagine if I get Les Davidson. This is my career's over. Or Ian Roberts, or anyone. So,
or anyone.
Right? You don't know what it's like going into a game that you can't fight and there's going to be a fight. And, you know, so just quickly, the stink breaks out. First 5 minutes, Mario Fennick punches the crap out of Billy Johnson. Oh, here we go. Les Davidson smashing blokes. I get hit from behind by Phil Gould and he said, stay down, we're too smart for these. He saved me life.
Oh, Lingus, we can talk all day, mate. I'm sorry, mate. We're going to wind you up.
So quickly on Joey. Joey scored 50 points in his first game against South. And Warren and I, we had a team of kids and I was captain at West. He said, listen, this kid can play. You've got to get into his head because he's going to be a superstar. I said, no worries. So we've got the marathon, 25,000. We run on and I said, righto. So we kick off first scrum. I go, hey, Johns. And Matty Johns goes, yeah, no, the good one. Right? So Matty drops his head. I go, so he comes to the scrum and says, hey, Lada. So I said, you're not playing kids today, mate. You're playing against the men. You're going to die today. By the end of the game, he's calling me Mr. Langmack. Right?
I got to go.
Jimmy Sarris kicks a field goal anyway.
Terrorised. I still get anxiety from it.
This year, NRL on 9 is your one-stop shop for all footy.
That's right, Freddie. Not about the highlights. Action. 7 days a week.
Billy and Gus podcast. Get that on your drive on the way home. Immortal Behaviour. Grab a seat on the couch for that. And, of course, my favourite, Freddie in the 8.
The best footy brains, the biggest games.
Don't trust the algorithm. Subscribe to NRL on 9 and get all your entertainment there.